The third floor. The hospital stood like a cold, glass-eyed sentinel amidst the decay of the surrounding buildings. Its sleek, modern design, square, minimalistic, with reflective windows lining each floor, promised hope and healing. But for me, it was a prison of dread, a place where the lie, "It's nothing serious," hung heavy in the air, masking pain, sorrow, and death. I'd only been an admissions clerk for 3 hours on my first night shift, and already I knew this wasn't the haven people claimed. The sick shuffled in with terror etched on their faces, their fates uncertain. The hospital had opened just a month ago, and yesterday an urgent ad for a night clerk appeared. The pay was generous, too generous, so I applied. Within an hour, a man called, interviewed me over the phone, and hired me on the spot. I should have questioned the haste, but I assumed they were desperate for staff. The building was small, its ground floor fully operational, while the upper floors, up to the third, remained unfinished. Construction halted for reasons no one explained. The admissions desk sat center left, facing an elevator on the far right, the only way to access the upper levels, which were supposedly empty and locked off. Patient wards flanked the desk, their high-tech doors requiring keycards. Doctors' rooms lined the front and right, bustling during the day but eerily quiet at night. By 11 p.m., exhaustion weighed on me. "How do you stay so fresh after dealing with all these patients?" I asked Mr. Rahim, my supervisor, as I slumped over the desk. He smiled faintly. "A year here toughens you up. Get used to it, kid. No slacking on your first day." I groaned, but straightened up. The lobby was calm, no new patients for a while. 2 nurses passed by, whispering anxiously. I caught fragments, "disappeared," and "hope they find her." Their unease was palpable. "What's wrong with them?" I asked Rahim, who was watching them closely. He hesitated, his face darkening. "You work here now, so you should know. 2 days ago, a patient, Ms. Lubna, vanished from the wards. She's 48, diagnosed with ataxia, deteriorating fast, and acutely blind. She couldn't have left on her own. Security cameras show nothing, no trace of her at the exits or windows, which are sealed. What about the police? The owners don't want the bad press. They're insisting we handle it quietly. And that's not all. The clerk you replaced, Kamran, disappeared the same day. Last seen entering the wards. Both gone, without a trace." I stared at him, expecting a smirk, but his expression was grim. "Don't dwell on it," he said. "Just focus on work." Easier said than done. My mind churned as I shuffled papers, the hospital's silence growing oppressive. By midnight, the night shift staff, 2 doctors, Hassan and Faizan, 3 nurses, Rahim and I, lingered in the lobby, killing time. Then, a sharp ding shattered the quiet. The elevator panel lit up, showing it descending from the 3rd floor. "I thought the upper floors were empty," I said, unease creeping in. "They are," Rahim replied, standing and moving to block my view. Another ding, and the elevator doors slid open. A nurse screamed. Rahim muttered, "Dear Lord." I stood, my stomach lurching. In the elevator center lay a mutilated corpse, barely recognizable as human. Its arms and legs were torn off and swapped, legs protruding from shoulder sockets, arms from hips. The head, severed cleanly, was embedded in the chest. Blood coated the elevator walls, and scrawled in crimson on the back was, "Not the one." Shock rooted us in place. Dr. Hassan snapped out of it first, approaching the body. "Help me move it," he called, but no one budged. He gestured to me, and I stumbled forward, bile rising. We dragged the corpse out, and the elevator door slammed shut, the panel going dark. "Who is that?" Dr. Faizan shouted. Rahim and Hassan examined the body. Rahim froze. "It's Kamran. The clothes. They're his." My mind revealed. The previous clerk, dead, disfigured by a madman. "We need the police," I said. "There's a killer upstairs." "No police," Faizan snapped. "The owner said no outsiders. I'm not losing my job over this." "Are you insane? This is beyond us," I argued. "Enough," Hassan interjected. "We hide the body, clean the blood. Patients can't see this. We lock down the hospital for the night." Rahim nodded, his eyes wide with fear. "No more people in or out." Faizan and 2 nurses carried the body to the emergency room. Hassan and another nurse reassured the ward patients, blaming the commotion on a drunk. Rahim and I secured the entrance, lowering shutters and dousing exterior lights. "What the hell is happening?" Rahim muttered, his hands trembling. As I locked the shutters, by 1 a.m., we regrouped in the lobby, the air thick with dread. What now? Even if we survive the night, what then? Calling the police risks us being suspects if the killer escapes, and we failed to protect Miss Lubna. Before I could argue, the lights flickered and died. The backup generator didn't kick in. Only streetlight glow filtered through the windows. Then another ding. The elevator hummed, ascending to the 3rd floor. "Hide," Hassan whispered. "It's either Lubna or the killer." The staff scattered to doctors' rooms. Rahim and I ducked under the admissions desk. My heart pounded, imagining Lubna's fate. 10 seconds later, a ding announced the elevator's return. Footsteps echoed as someone stepped out. The doors closed. The steps approached the desk. I clamped a hand over my mouth, stifling my breath. The footsteps stopped, inches away, separated only by the desk's thin wood. A loud smack hit the surface above. "Dear, is anyone here?" a woman's voice asked. Rahim mouthed, "Lubna." I moved to stand, but he held me down, shaking his head. His eyes widened, staring behind me. I turned slowly, my blood freezing. In the dim streetlight, Lubna's neck stretched unnaturally, her head snaking 10 meters toward us, searching. Her body remained upright, fingers tapping the desk. Her head twisted, revealing white, pupilless eyes and a grotesque grin. She scanned us, then retracted her neck with a sickening slither. "Where are you, dear?" she cooed, footsteps receding. A door opened. "It's Miss Lubna," Dr. Faizan said, approaching her. "She seems fine. Let's check for injuries." "Wait, something's wrong," Hassan shouted. "Dear, you don't look right," Lubna said, her voice dripping with malice. She lunged, pinning Faizan. "Get off me!" he yelled. A sickening crack followed, then a scream. Lubna tore off Faizan's arm, blood spraying. "Let the nectar spill!" she shrieked, cackling. I couldn't move, paralyzed by terror. Rahim was the same, his eyes locked on the scene. Lubna dragged Faizan's body and severed arm to the elevator. Her blood-smeared grin was the last thing I saw before the doors closed. The elevator climbed to the 3rd floor, then powered off. The hospital lights flickered back on. "What was that?" Rahim gasped. Hassan emerged, pale. That wasn't human. It was a demon. A nurse bolted for the exit, muttering, "I don't want to die." She grabbed the door and screamed, collapsing. Her left arm was scorched with burn marks. "What is this?" Hassan whispered. We carried her to a couch. Patients emerged from the wards, some clutching their wrists, marked like us. Blood stained the lobby floor. "It's a situation," Hassan said, his voice trembling. I stared at the elevator, its panel dark, as if it had never moved. But the 3rd floor held something unspeakable, and it wasn't done with us.